You are listening to the podcast To Be Single or Not to Be by Shanna Montana, a podcast where we talk about the single life, dating, and relationships so you can make a decision at the end of each episode to be single or not to be. So today's topic is, how do you know they are the one? Or the better question may be, how do you know they are not the one? And I can definitely speak on the latter from lots of experience, lots and lots of it. But I still felt that this is a necessary conversation for us to have based on what I truly feel has become an issue with some women, to where we've begun to allow men to do the absolute least, let them ask of us to do the absolute most. And then we accept what I will call crumbs in a relationship. And we wind up with who we think is the one when this clown is not really the one at all. So I feel like this is an essential conversation that we have to have in 2019. And I had to bring in some guests who I know will be able to add some value to the conversation. And they are all voices that you all have heard before. So we'll start with you, Miss Tori, if you want to say hello.
Hi.
All right. And then Mika, do you want to say hello?
Hey, everybody.
And then we have Miss Crystal.
Hey, y'all.
All right. So, ladies, to guide the listeners as we start this conversation, someone tell me, what is your idea of the one? Like, what comes to mind when you hear that term?
The movie Brown Sugar?
You a don't burst over a type B? Yes.
I would say Prince Charming.
Yeah, so what's your Prince Charming?
Yeah.
Okay, why Prince Charming?
Probably because I was one of those little girls that was just...
So
all
hopeful.
into the fairy tale.
I think I'm still in the fairy tale. That's why it's so hard for me to come down to some of these men's level. But yeah, for sure, Prince Charming is what I had in mind.
Yeah,
I
that's the first thing
think so too. I think of like a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Like Made in Manhattan or something, something like that. So not realistic, But I love the Brown Sugar reference because I was just thinking about that movie the other day. They had some quality Instagram captures in that movie,
If we doing movie references, baby, the one is The Notebook.
This is true.
That's my ultimate.
That's an oldie but goodie. We got to go back there,
Yes, for sure.
Good ones. So let's say, why do you guys think that society, and when I say society, you guys know I mean like social media, people that you talk to, why is everybody so infatuated with like finding the one or finding their soulmate? Like, why is there this constant search for it? Other than I know we all have this innate desire to be with somebody. Right. But other than that, why are we always like grasping at that? And I'm over here grasping, y'all. Y'all can't see my but why are we always searching for that?
Well, I mean, as women, as women, we definitely want families, eventually.
Can't do it alone.
Exactly.
I don't want to go that route. We could, but I don't want to go that route.
But if you want to actually get pregnant and have a baby, there has to be a male
involved to some extent.
Yeah, to some extent. So that desire to be a mother, to raise a family, and, to do it with, a man, so we got to have men to,
in order to do that,
make that happen, and maybe to continue legacies, and so you can't do those things alone.
Nah, despite what some women might say.
Right. I'll piggyback off of that. I'm sorry. Did you? Okay. So we all talking at one time. Just to say, it's sold as a part of the American dream. You go and you become an adult. And becoming a part of adult is to be, successful professionally. I almost think like some people equate success with having a partner.
Like in getting a ring. People, like I said, I never take any value away from marriage, but some people do look at marriage as like the ultimate prize. Like I have accomplished, I have reached the pinnacle, the height of life.
I think women think that way.
Most definitely
think men.
I definitely don't think that men think that.
That's like the last thing on the list.
I think it's also media too. Like we know that a lot of things that have been going on for years are just now media's like hiding them. Yeah. So like if you're a married couple, it's TV shows out there for every type of couple.
Yes.
And I think it's kind of quieting the people who actually enjoy being single or want to be single and like live that journey. Because it's really like, if you're single, you need to be in this marriage class, or if you're single, you need to be learning this XYZ or learn how to be a wife.
Yeah.
How about you teach me how to be me?
Yeah.
And I think it's happening, but we're exposing more the marriages. We're talking about how to make healthy marriages. We're talking about like how not to split up. So we're focusing so much on the marriage. I think that's why it's such a hype on finding the one.
And there's so many like self-help books out here for women. As if we're the ones who need the help.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. These men are writing these books telling us how we're supposed to treat them.
Someone behind a library card.
Yeah.
Type yourself for her right quick.
Right. Why do you think it is that you mentioned about, we have all these things in the media about being married, but nobody really talks about how you can celebrate the singledom, because there is joy and pleasure in that. I think we tend to just shy away from it for a lot of reasons. But why don't people celebrate that? Like, why isn't it more conversation about it's okay to be by yourself? I'm not saying you gotta be, if you want to be by yourself forever, that's okay too. But why do y'all think the media doesn't really talk about that? They don't really talk about being single.
I mean, they do, but when we talk about people being alone, something wrong with them.
Yeah, it's like it's a play.
We can't.
I don't know if it's media, but I know a lot of people don't like being alone because that means you got to get to know yourself. And you got to face a few
You got to rest in your thoughts.
Yeah, you got to face a few truths.
Yeah.
And being in a relationship kind of distracts you from that, because then you get caught up in them and y'all versus you.
Yeah, but also to add to that, I think too, the other party is people make you feel bad about being single. You constantly also get the question, so when you gonna get married? Why are you single?
Yeah.
You must be
my
I'm
favorite.
19. Like, everybody single.
Or have you moved on? First of all,
I
moved on to being with me.
Right.
Like, nobody think about you. I'm loving on me.
What kills me is when people say, but I just want you to be happy, as if I'm not happy within myself. I feel like that's important to do that first before you spread all out into these relationships anyway.
And then you get the contradicting messages, because then it's, now that you're in a relationship, make sure you know how to be happy with yourself, because you can't find happiness in somebody else.
You gotta find yourself when you with somebody, and then when you get with them, make sure you don't lose yourself.
So you backwards.
And then you gotta make sure you don't lose them either.
True.
Because if it don't work out, you still got yourself. You know, so I started out as an independent woman. If this nigga don't make it work, you could be an independent woman. Like, what is the world telling us? And I think it's so many mixed messages that we get. And that's why I think we have to be clear about things like this, that it is okay to be single. It's okay to be in a relationship. It's okay to be married. But you just want to be clear about what it is that you are doing if you are going to make that leap into being into a relationship, to know if that person is the one, if they're worth their energy, if they're worth a lot of things. And it's such a, I think when we just mentioned that guys really don't get caught up in it, but who do you feel is more running that race more of trying to reach the quest of love and find the one? Is it men or women?
I think men are doing it. They're just doing it more quietly.
So tell us more about your thoughts on that. What do you mean by more quietly?
Like, men don't like to show any type of vulnerability.
Right.
They don't like to show I need anything or I want something, because we've been telling men that means you're weak.
Yeah.
Versus women, we like being loud. It's okay to be emotionally aware, emotionally vulnerable. So we always, I want a marriage. But I think it's a lot of men. I know for a fact, a lot of males friends, Mel is my husband, Mel's best friends that are single, I had to clarify that, are really looking for relationships. They're not like out eating like, ooh, she look good, I want to be in a relationship. Ooh, I wonder would she be a good girlfriend. But like in the quiet time and like, intimate conversations with your friends, they're always like, I really wish I could find like a stable relationship. So I think dudes want it and are looking for it. They just aren't as loud.
They go about it differently.
Yeah.
We're out here on the podcast talking about it. We're on social media talking about it.
They just
chilling, looking like might slide in DM, might say hello,
might
not reply to text, So
call her, might delete her number.
Right.
And I agree with that. Like, the past couple of months, I've actually been more involved in like online communities for singles.
Okay.
And there are a lot of men in these platforms, but they're the ones, like you said, they might introduce themselves, and the introductory period comes, and then you don't hear from them at all.
Yeah.
But then you notice they've been liking stuff.
Yeah.
They've been loving stuff. So they're paying attention, but it's like, I'm gonna let them talk so I can pick who maybe mentally attracts me by what she's saying or how she carries herself.
Yeah.
So they watching. You know, it's like, let me just see. Yeah.
They sitting back.
You didn't tell us about some of these single communities. They like, wait a minute. They sit there.
That's an issue, because the men have way more options than what we have.
Absolutely.
So they have that option to just sit back and let me see what she
we
do.
cannot. You have to
sit back and see. Yeah, you find a good one. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
let's
go ahead. My friends, they talking about me. If they mention like a single guy I see, I'm like, first, is he single?
Yeah, exactly. First question.
I have to know. I mean, is he a bachelor? Is he eligible? It's nothing wrong.
Really eligible.
Not going through it.
Not Facebook eligible. I'm talking like real life.
Right. Okay. Let me be clear. Not like I'm separated single. I got a 6-month-old single. No.
That's not single.
That's not single.
He got a newborn, sis. He is
not single. Even if he thinks he's single, ask his child's mother. I bet she'll tell you he's not single.
Alone.
Run far away, like Forrest Gump, run away. So tell me this. Say if you are a listener and say a person has listened to every episode of the podcast, they have followed all the advice we've given, and, you know, they think they've met their match. They've done their work in a Iyanla's voice. And, you know, they've met their match. They've met the one. How do they know it's the one? You know, because we know in the early stages, we get caught up in the infatuation. We get caught up in the lust. We get caught up in, I'm just tired of being alone, and he came along, so I'm going to hang out with him. So I think we want to talk about what are some clear indicators to kind of know if this person is the one.
If we're going on the time frame of like the past podcast episodes, I think the general consensus from all those is that you got that feel that you got like that combination of everything. You got your homie, you got the person that can also be there for you to cheer you up when you need it. And when y'all, you know, ready to be a little intimate, you got that too.
You got that too. So homie, level friend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Quality number.
Yeah.
And you don't have to ask what we doing, because we know what we doing.
Yeah.
If you have, let me tell you how you know he's not the one.
You gotta
If you have to
ask.
he's not, sis. If you have to say, like, what are we? I will never ask anyone those words again.
Didn't we say so? Stage 2, you shouldn't be asking what are we no more. We crossed that line.
If we yes,
right.
you know, that's one of the things. Go ahead, the pronouns change. If he has not started saying things like we, us, he still said
what you doing tonight?
What you doing tonight?
Right. Well, what you mean?
Yeah. Let's be clear about that. If he's saying things like, you know, what you doing this weekend? What you doing tonight? Sis, if he's not saying what we doing, so that's to be clear. He's not the one if that's what's going on. Yeah. But to be clear, if he's including you in his future plans could be 3 days from now. Doesn't mean it's 3 years from now. Yeah. He's having those kinds of conversations. You have to be clear about that. And you can't, I think women sometimes tend to discount that, like, I don't need to have plans with him every weekend anyway. Knowing that you wanted to hang out with him, knowing that you thought that you guys were more exclusive where you would be included in the plan. So
if that's that counts too. Like even if you had your own plans, like the fact that he's including you in his
plans. He thought about you.
And that includes meals. Okay?
Yeah.
Don't come in here on full and I'm hungry. Okay? I need you to have ask on your way.
Yeah. And even if you on full, you better pretend like we
I want a meal. I want something to eat.
Without me, I don't play that.
Don't show up with that 4 for 4. One of them, we gonna have a problem. What we about to do with these 4 nuggets? Because you really gonna be mad if I'm gonna eat your food.
And I'm drinking your drink.
You're right.
Because I'm thirsty at this point. Because you got trifling.
Let's be clear. So I think another sign would be if it feels easy, if it feels comfortable, if you can be yourself. You don't have to early on, you know, start to make accommodations, switching how you talk, how you dress, how you move. What do you guys think about that? What's your experience with that?
I agree with that. And I was going to say from the standpoint of, I think we have gotten so much into saying love is work. Yes, and true. Love is work. Marriage is work. But if it's work from day one, that ain't what you signing up for.
We got confused. It's somewhere in between. I have this theory between the 70s and the 90s.
Okay.
Somewhere up in there.
What happened?
I don't know if it was Mary J. Blige. I don't know who it was. But we started like honoring struggle love.
Yes. Yeah.
And like that was weird.
Yeah, that was between like Mary J. and Keisha Cole.
I don't know. I don't know if it's like neurons. I don't know. But somebody got confused. And I'm just like, just because your work, it don't have to be like, my boss always says, work smart, not hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
So work does not have to be hard. Like he shouldn't cheat on you 5 times.
He should not drag you.
And you be like, oh my God, we worked so hard on this. No. He been working.
Everybody else.
It's just dragging
you. You cannot say who got dragged along, because it is not. We are not emotional and men rehabilitation centers to let them drag us. Work, do the good fight, put the work, whatever, to say, oh girl, we lasted, so you got a story. No.
So, and also with that, when they say we lasted or we been through a lot, I learned too, when couples say that in their vows, it isn't about lasting through infidelity, being beat on. It's lasting through people, parents dying. It's lasting through people losing jobs, like stuff that has challenged one of us and the other one stepped up for, not stuff we did to each other.
Right, regular life events and life happening, not things you
stuff that you could have went through by yourself.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great way to put it.
The problem to you, sis,
it ain't it.
That is the struggle love that we do not want.
And I think when people say that relationships take work, like you said, what they really want to say is you must be present.
Yes, you have to be present.
That's a better way to say
intentional.
it.
Yeah, I love it. Be intentional. It's like both are willing to fight the good fight. You know what I'm saying? We both have to be present. We both have to do it. We have to understand that it's a two-way street.
Yes.
And I heard that someone, I'm not sure who said it, but they said it's not about being 50-50, 60-40. It's about being 100 and 100.
Yes.
We both are putting forth the same amount of energy. And I think that when you both are fully connected and concerned about one another, whether it be, how was your day at work? How did you did you eat? How did you sleep? When we're both equally concerned with each other that way, then we don't have to worry about if that person is doing something else or worried about somebody else. And we don't feel taken for granted.
Yes.
You know, because I know that my partner is riding for me just like I'm riding for him or her. So I think that you have to be able to show up as your full and present self in order to, you know, if you find the one, to make it work with the one. I think another part of it, what do you all think about with the sacrifice and the compromise? Because we know relationships are a compromise, but I think sometimes I'll speak for myself, being that I am single right now, something I think about is even once I get into a relationship that I'm going to have to do a lot of compromising when somebody comes in here. Like even with my space. You know, when you're used to living alone, doing things alone, you on your own time, you move how you want to. I don't have to check in with anybody. I've been doing things a certain way for a real long time. So knowing that if I can if someone can come into my life and we are able to complement one another and recognize that, okay, we both have been single for X amount of time. We both are willing to move and shake this certain way to make this work and not make the other person feel some kind of way about it. What do y'all think about that?
Yes. That was my biggest lesson when I got
so
married.
tell us that. I know we looking at you. We looking at the married woman in the room. Yeah.
Sacrifice was definitely, or was it compromise?
Probably go hand in hand.
Both. Definitely compromise because I live by myself. So, for 2 years before we moved in together? So, well, really longer than that, but by myself, like no roommates or anything, for 2 years before we moved in together. And that was a thing, to get on somebody's schedule, to understand that he may be a night person, but you need to be asleep. Don't get aggravated because he up studying, reading, on the phone, playing a game, whatever he do at night. Yeah. Like, you have to basically work in tandem and understand, if you love somebody, that part would be easy. Yeah. But you just it's the struggle with yourself. Like, you can't get attitude. Yeah, it's just a big adjustment.
And I think that plays a big part. You just said about if you love the person, it's easy. Because I realized in the times when I struggle the most, I ain't love that nigga. So,
because you don't get mad. You just be like, why? Like, why?
Like, what are you doing?
Why are you up? Like, people do that? He's like, yeah.
Like literally. I would say out of my relationships, probably the only one I had of success, he was a night owl. And it didn't really bother me, but I just didn't understand somebody wanted to stay up like 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's my thing.
And you got to be up at like 7. And
how are you functioning?
I would go to bed. You know? So, yeah.
I'm like, how are you even functioning?
Like, why? That's okay. If that's what you want to do. Now, tell me this one. And I think you can speak to this one. If, in regards to somebody being the one, if they have met your friends and family, and I'm not saying that your family gotta like them, but I think that when we bring somebody in our life that we feel is important and we vibing, we want our friends and family to meet them. We hope they like them. Right. You know, I'm not leaving my nigga if he is quality because my cousin don't like him.
Oh yeah, not no cousin.
Yeah, you know, but I'm just saying. So what do you think? Because I know you're big on, you know, the family and having that lined up. So what do you think?
I think, especially now, he would have to be the one before I bring around my family. Okay. Because, I mean, I have, you know, younger siblings. I have, you know, younger family. And then on top of, setting the example. And then my parents are old school. Okay. So mom and dad ain't finna drill me about you. And I can't answer no questions. Right. My mama very blunt. So she would be the... Bro, she don't even like you. Like, she couldn't tell nothing about you. So, and before you came, like, I'm telling you what I know about you. She didn't really talk about you.
This is your mom telling him this.
Everything, like, could you chill? Like, I just wanted to know how y'all felt about him. We telling you and him.
We're not telling him.
We want to be clear.
Right. Yeah,
like, how we operate.
This ain't working.
What do you think? Are you a person that the family and friends need to meet the boo?
Well, I actually, for the first time, did that last year with Nola Bay.
Yeah.
So I met him in Essence last year. And I met his family. He met my family. And so from that experience and the way it ended, I've decided like you, like they need to be the one before I actually introduce them, because I mean, not that I thought that he was the one, but I thought he was he had great potential, you know, to be around for a while. And so, you know, and the fact that he was introducing me to his people too was just like,
even though it's a root flag, people, just because these brothers take you home to their parents does not mean that you are it, because these parents be low down too.
Be playing.
Yeah, and these mothers be knowing their sons, so they like, okay, baby.
When she give you the look one too many times, and you see she keep saying stuff.
Keep asking, what's your name? Keep asking, what's your name, baby?
She ain't throwing shade at you, sweetie. She trying to throw you a hint.
Right. You see people whispering, they trying to figure out which one you are.
Yeah. That wasn't the experience with him though. His parents love me. My parents love him. My mom still asks me about him, which drives me nuts. Goodness. And hopefully his mama's still doing the same thing with me, asking him about me. But yeah, and mama even, like, after he left the room, he's like, you know, I can tell he really likes you. You know, he's a good boy. He's quiet, but he's a good boy.
Really?
In other words, he's not well with communicating.
That's
what
she, that was cold.
Mama ain't gonna say
that. That was cold for he's not good at communicating.
You know, but he's a good boy is what she said. And he was good. He was very nice, you know, kind. You know, he treated me with respect and all these other things. But at the end of the day, he wasn't ready for a long distance relationship. And clearly not ready to move or, you know, or send for me.
Right.
This point,
I know that's right. Yeah.
Like she said, people still asking about you. Like, at this point, I don't want to be like, we in a divorce and we never been married.
Right.
Like, dog, like, I gotta go home, but I know this many people gonna ask, so let me prepare myself to hit him with the look. I don't know. I don't talk to Shawty no more. We don't have no communication. You need something, ask them. Like, you know.
Yeah.
You want to be
people
clear.
don't take you as seriously either if you bringing somebody home
all the time. Yeah.
Right.
And then they start doing stuff sneaky on purpose. Like, hey, so when the last time you talked to someone?
What's up? Yeah.
Don't you see him standing next to me?
This is what we're not gonna do. This is what we're not gonna do.
I have an uncle to this day. I just be like, hi. I just speak to his little friend.
Keep it
moving on, because I don't have time to be getting attached. I can't keep getting attached. I can't.
It's family. Don't say that about our uncle. Like, seriously.
Well, you already know. But I think that is a clear sign. Yeah, you don't want to be in that habit of bringing everybody around. You want to try to make sure they are of quality. I think another thing is, and this goes back to, like, you mentioned respect, how he was a nice guy, respectable, but I think it's important to have somebody, and you'll know they're the one if they do support you in all that you do and respect it. Because there's some things that you may choose to pursue, and say, for instance, if you are deciding to, say, go to therapy for something you're dealing with, and you this is the true story, dealing with somebody, I dealt with my past, like, oh, that shit ain't gonna work, literally said that. So it's like your respect for me and my desire to have personal growth is at an all-time zero. So it's no way. And what I think about too in the future is that if you will do something something that I deem disrespectful in that way to me, you will definitely do it to our children if I was to bring somebody in this world with you. So it's deeper. You have to look at, you know, how do they support you? How do they respect you? What things, you know, what do you all think support looks like coming from a partner that we consider the one?
I think for me that may be where compromise comes in.
Okay.
Or sacrifice.
Okay.
Yes.
Because, like, for me, I've been in school for a while. I'm on break, but I do plan to go back eventually.
Right.
So that may look like, okay, how's the household gonna look? The sacrifice may be, I know you gotta be up late at night, so I'm gonna cook dinner for the kids. Or, you know, these days of the week, the kids know, okay, it's daddy time because mommy gotta go do this. And vice versa.
Supportive.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be supportive because whatever venture you want, I'm gonna do the same. Like,
I got your back.
It's gonna be a household thing. Because the people outside of us, that's just the way we work. But we know the sacrifices or the support systems that we put in place to make this happen.
And that's because I'm not keep saying this because they love you. It's easy. But when you are with somebody, you're with their whole person, so you understand. Like, for them to stay true to themselves, education may be their route to continue personal growth, or therapy may be their route. But you have to support them regardless. And because you love them being their whole selves, you go for whatever they feel like is right. You know, as long as it's not like
you're not selling drugs.
Crazy.
You know, that's true.
And I feel like if they truly love you, then they will know what ways you need support.
Right.
And when you need it. You know what I'm saying?
Or communicate it.
Yeah.
You know, be open to it.
Be open.
To that
if you're not catching on, and I tell you, be open to, you know,
whatever that communication is.
Yeah,
a good example of that is, because you brought up the way the person likes to be loved. The 5 love languages, I'll forever brag on that because
it's a beautiful thing.
Don't
talk about it on the first date though, y'all. You know, I know a dude that's
it's a little too deep.
Yeah, I said like first date, somebody look.
I even like recommend like managers to read it, or like somebody who's looking to strengthen their friendships.
Yeah,
like, it's just really like how that book
it's
goes.
Very telling.
It's great. But my husband is a affectionate person.
So physical touch.
Physical touch was his number 1. Words of affirmation is my number 1. My parents, this is not a sad story, so don't mind we didn't hug. We weren't touchy-feely people. You meet his grandma the first time she meets you, she don't care. She don't have to know your name. She's giving you a hug.
Right.
And you going to feel it. You might start crying.
Yeah. Them kind of grandmother hugs. Like, that's the hug I know I needed.
Right. But that's just the type of family they are. And he, like, sat down with me. We had to be, like, maybe 5 months in. Not even that deep, but we knew we was going to be with each other for the long haul or whatever. So he was like, so I noticed, you don't really hold my hand and hug. I'm like, no. Listen, I didn't even realize I didn't do those things. That's just not how I
doing what you do.
It. So I'm just vibing, chilling, going to movies, doing whatever we do. He was like, yeah, I really like need those type of things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, people need stuff. Oh, people need that. But I just went with it, and now I love to give hugs to anybody. He taught me how to grow in that area for me, but I just kind of went with it because that's the way he received love. So you have to be able to compromise, and, adjust
your box,
and support what that person needs and wants.
Right.
And when they communicate with you, being able to receive the message,
and take it seriously.
Yes, take it seriously. I think that's a huge part of it with the communication, and that's a great segue into it. If you know they are the one, if they are able to communicate with you, they're able to receive the communication you give them and make it actionable, change behavior, whatever it is that you're trying to communicate to them, actionable items. Can't communicate something and then nothing changes.
Right.
It's like, no, that's probably not.
Or you could do that and we're just not together. Either way.
Can we break down what communication looks like from somebody that loves you? I think some people don't know what communication.
We're going to start with you. We're going to start the married woman in the room.
I can't speak on that.
It looks like what it sounds like. Like you were saying earlier how you have doctor friends that will text you back. Like, to me, that's like prime example.
That is a prime. So I gave, before we got online, I said I have friends that are in the medical field, dentists, doctors, whatever. And I literally will text them something real quick, thinking that they can't reply because you are in a business where you probably shouldn't be on your phone.
Right.
If they can take 5 minutes to literally have a conversation and reply, but you are someone that I'm supposed to be dating or with, and you literally take 2 days to reply back to me or all day, and I know that you work a job or you aren't even at work, and I know that you can communicate back with me, then that tells just probably not the one. So I would say what it looks like for me is just someone who is always willing and open to have that line of communication open, whether it's us texting, us talking, us FaceTiming, that if we have a delay with communication, it's a valid reason. Or that I know he's out of pocket, he knows I'm out of pocket, like I'm not reachable, but he knows that as soon as I get to the position I'm going to communicate back with you. And then also, if there's something that I like, so not just the bad, but the good things, I want to communicate about what, what's going well, what's going good. I like the idea of like check-ins. Make sure you can check in with your partner. And then on the other side of it, something's not going well, being able to communicate that in a respectful way. And I think I would want the same thing, because I know if we talk about the side of what you don't want, I ran into men that it was no communication there. It was complete shutdown. Like, I'm going to go into my little box. And if you all have ever read the book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, I used to believe in that book. I don't believe in that shit no more.
I
don't believe in all of it. Let me tell you, because you can take grains from it. But one thing I read, we talked about how men, if they get in a mood about something, you should allow them to go into their cave or their hole and let them stay there for as long as they need to. Don't peek in there and try to get them to come out. But when they come out, like, you should be there with arms wide open. Who's doing that? Who's doing that? It's not realistic.
I hate to break it down, but here's the thing. Eve was the gift to Adam, okay?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be tiptoeing around my house or my feelings.
Or none of you. None of that.
We
So you like, why would you really think, nigga, you about to go and act a fool and not like literally not talk to me for like 3 days, and then when you decide that you ready to talk, we gonna act like that didn't just happen, and then I'm not about to spend another 3 days arguing or going back and forth with you about it, because if you thought that shit was okay, then we probably don't need to be doing this anyway.
And then you want to pretend like sex is supposed to be like
oh Jesus,
baby,
because it's some
the puss is closed.
It's a lot. Of
it's a lot. Yes, like what?
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't take notes, if you getting ghosted, or you ghosted, or if they only communicating via DMs and not phone calls, or phone calls and not taking you out,
DMs,
they the one.
And DMs they trying to keep. I feel like they got like a girl or somebody or a woman. They trying to keep it secret that they communicating with you by communicating with you on the social media.
Right.
Oh, this just a homie, you know, because you see we only talk on
on Instagram. Yeah. What do you think about communication? What's been your experience with it?
Non-existent. For the most part. I mentioned previously that I shot a shot recently, and he presented himself as a single man, but I just feel like just based on his communication or lack thereof, he got some other stuff going on.
And communication and action go hand in hand.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So, he made the action step to, come and make himself present to me. And then I initiated the whole, let's go out for lunch one day situation. That day's supposed to come tomorrow, to be continued.
Yeah, y'all report back.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, let the listeners know what actually happened. But his communication has just been so sketchy and so unstable. It's like, Negro, you might show up, and he'll be the type, if he does show up, to show up and talk a real good game. And then as soon as y'all leave, it's back to the same bullshit.
Exactly.
It's like, sir, why'd you even come here?
Right now.
And I also like the fact that you said about the communicating frequently, because I feel like sometimes we get told if you're communicating frequently, like, oh, you're doing too much, you're showing too much emotion. If they the one, then they understand that, and it's matched. The vibe is
They say you should want to do what I'm doing anyway, because I was reading an article that talked about when you are matched with the one. This is literally what the article was about. It says that you are never really out of sight, out of mind with the person that you are truly supposed to be with. It's almost like your brains sync. So it's like you're not saying you're obsessively thinking about that person, but you're thinking about them in a sense that it's okay if we are in a position with whatever we're doing that we can text frequently throughout the day. That notion is out the window for me. That notion of women having to wait until they hear from a guy to give a call, waiting for the guy to shoot their shot, waiting for the guy to reach out to them. No, it's nothing wrong. Like, that gender role for me does not exist. I feel like if we both have good energy, we vibe, and we're both interested, especially if we got to the point we are together, and if you've done the work prior to then, your partner should know, like, yeah, Shayna or whoever likes to communicate frequently, I do too. I like talking to her. It should not be a problem.
It's not a worry thing. Yeah, you're not texting what you're doing because you really want to
know. Because
I just miss talking to you.
Yes, I'm just texting. It's not like I'm trying to see where you at. You out doing some bullshit. Yeah.
Just letting you know I was thinking about it.
Yeah, you really are just texting because you're thinking, not because I thought you was doing some cheating ass shit, and I'm riding past your job and I want to be shit.
Don't roll up.
Right. Okay. Like, I don't see your car in the front parking lot.
Right, but nothing like that. But I think this leads into a good one, talking about how do you know they are the one. I think if it's more than it's about sex, because
most definitely.
Yes, I think that if you let's say the freaks come out at night, if this nigga only come out at night, that's the only time you see him. Right. Sis, that's not it.
And every time you call, he wants you to come over.
That girls need love too. Come on, Summer Walker.
If that is your vibe, then roll with that vibe.
But we're talking about how to go if he's the one.
You need to let him go, because it's no way. Either it's one or two things going on. He either don't think you cute, or he just not into you.
Yeah.
Like, either way, you're not going anywhere. Yeah, either way, you're not going anywhere. But I mean, it's only one reason why a man would meet you at your apartment every night or every other night and never take you. I mean, he didn't even ask you, do you want to go get something off McDonald's?
To do anything.
Like, you can't feed me first.
I literally,
what are we doing?
Literally, look. Literally know people like that have been in situations where the guy, they really just hang out with that person at night, at their spot, his spot, like see him out in public. You might see that girl and that guy, they not together, so we know that's not the one. But I think that if we talking about the one, then you have to know that if all you guys have is sex, then that's probably not it. It definitely has to be more than just the physical.
Yeah, I can't have him catch an attitude because during our vacation, I might be on my cycle or something. And then you mad because you can't get none while we on the beach or something. Get your life together.
Let's be clear.
If you mad because of Mother Nature, for one, you need therapy.
Absolutely.
I know a couple niggas need therapy.
Listen, I do too. Am I going to recommend it? No. I'm going to let the next one. I'm going to let the next one deal with that. Because I don't have time. That's just
they really are getting mad over stuff like that. Or about the frequency of it, when I feel like this is coming from when I was in relationships that were dysfunctional. And the lack of the frequency wasn't there because I did not want to have sex with you because everything else was so fucked up. Like, it's a list of 10 things that aren't going right. Why? I don't even get wet thinking about you because I'm thinking about, it's almost irritated. Like irritated. Me and my friends talk about, like, when you see people that are like in the struggle in life and they wind up like pregnant. Like, I am not remotely interested in sex if my life is in shambles. If I'm stressed about something, you know, I'm definitely, and some people may beg to differ and say that alleviates stress.
Right.
You know, maybe,
I guess the level. It's like natural stress that you can't avoid. Not like, nigga, I'm about
to like lose my house. I can't pay my mortgage. You think you about to climb on top of me?
And you ain't got no money to help me.
Right. What's this? The Instagram comedian? I watch this skit all the time where the girl, he plays the black mama, and the girl comes to the door like, Mom, I need $200 my life's about to get cut off. She's like, okay, baby, you've been doing good with the kids. I'm gonna give it to you. And she look out the door like, who is that in the car? And she like, oh, that's my boyfriend. So she throw her purse all the way back like, not giving you no money. I can't. So that's what, you know, I think those people are, you know, sociopaths that think that you just want to have sex at any time despite what's going on. And
sex like a bottle of water.
And I think you have to evaluate that if you are dealing with somebody that wants to have sex when you are in a stressful situation. Like, I don't understand on shows like The Walking Dead, like how people get pregnant. Yeah. So y'all really out here fucking?
Because, I mean, you could die.
It's zombie. I literally watched that show. I haven't watched a lot, but I've seen enough to see a woman pregnant, like, and it's been like 5 years after the apocalypse took over. Like, so y'all had sex? Like, and I guess maybe 5 years, you like, well, shit, we just out here now.
Right. It's survival of the fittest.
We out here now. But I just look at shows like that, like, you got pregnant in the midst of all that, you know.
Midst of your storm.
Some people just operate differently. I know I do. So, Ted, let's talk about this. How can we be sure that we do not confuse the one, quote unquote, with the infatuation stage of a relationship or getting to know somebody? How can we make sure we don't get caught up in that lust we talk about?
You know, I think that's what.
Yeah, you tell us, how did you know?
You know, it's the one because you know, like, women for a fact be knowing.
I'd have thought it was the one like 5 times.
Really?
No, I'm playing. I'm playing. No.
I think you can think it's the one, and then later on, like, start to doubt. Like, hold on,
like,
maybe
we have
not.
some strong discernment, and like, I've had a friend recently ask me, so like, did you just know? And I'm like, yeah, I just knew. But
how soon did you know?
The other guys were not it.
Okay.
But I was just in it to just be like, oh, I have a boyfriend, or oh, I'm going to eat tonight.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let him take me.
Right. How long did it take for you to realize your husband was the one?
I knew he was the one before we actually got in like a serious relationship.
Because you said he tried to like kind of curve you at first, didn't he?
He tried to curve me.
Yeah.
Because like, I was a relationship girl.
Yeah.
So the way I do relationships go, like, okay, we've determined we like each other, so boom, we're gonna be together.
Yeah.
That's not how he operates. He's a communicator to the T, like majored in psychology, whole nine.
Yeah.
So he's like, nah, we need to, like, I know, like, I like you, you look good, you know, you're smart, obviously you graduated from college and all that good stuff, but like, I need to actually get to know you. See your vibes, see how you operate, talk to you, become friends. Yeah. And then, if we still on the same wavelength, then we get in a relationship. And in my mind, because I've talked to dogs before, I'm like, he talking to somebody else. Like,
he curved. Yeah. So you trying to curve me?
But it ended up turning into we were dating, and it came to a point where we were like, we boyfriend and girlfriend, ain't it? Like, yeah, we're together. It's like, okay. And then from that point, we were together. But I knew before then, like, I told my best friends, like, I think I love him. And they were like, what? But I never said that word. That's how my friends knew, like, okay, she really.
She realized. You saw her face when she said it, too, like.
Like,
Oh, this real.
Serious.
Yeah.
I just knew, but I remember seeing him my freshman year. Didn't know him from Adam's Eve. Him and his friends were walking through the dorm, and I saw him, and in my mind, like, I knew he was different, but I wasn't a shoot your shot type of girl. I wasn't about to go over there and introduce myself or anything. Right. But like looking at him, I was like something in me was like, who was that? Like, of course he was cute, but I don't know. I always go back to that day, even like on our wedding day. Today's my anniversary, by the way.
Oh, happy anniversary!
Thank you.
Look at you here with us.
Well, he had to go to school and work.
Okay.
We celebrated last weekend. So,
okay.
You know, Monday is Monday, but I always think back to that because I feel like I knew then, like I knew something was different about him, and I knew we would cross paths again. Mm-hmm. But I wish at my young age, at that point, I knew not to waste my time with other people. Yeah. Because even if our time was not then, I would have known to be happy in my singleness.
Right.
Waste my time with other men, and
that's how I feel about Chris Brown. Yeah, I know that he's like the one.
I had something to say about this. I can't.
You go from Mac Brown to Chris Brown.
I love them all.
But I think you
just know.
I think you said something really valuable. Yeah, because she even stated, like, I knew we was going to meet again. So, like, when you're the one, it's like, oh, okay, so we ain't saying
like, I see you now.
I see you.
When you know.
I got that vibe that this going to be something, so I ain't even sweating it.
Right. I was about to say, when you rushing into something, when you're anything you're anxious about, and I hate to say it back to the Bible because everybody's like,
come on,
Bible thumper. But
it's okay.
You don't want to be a Bible thumper. Like,
it's okay.
27. God does not operate in anxiousness, worry. Like, if you're rushing into something, if something is always bugging, like, I gotta be with him, like, you should sit down and reflect on why you want to be with him, or like what's really behind like your eagerness, because sometimes you rushing in things and that's how you end up.
You are 1,000% correct. I did not learn that until 2019 because I was a person before. A lot of reasons that my relationships didn't work was because I got into them way too fast.
This year?
Yeah, this year. 2019. This is why this podcast was created.
But it's August though, so that means you've had a while.
Oh wow, almost a year. I had a relationship and spiritual awakening where I realized that I moved too fast prior in relationships, even when guys had asked me to be with them, and like my gut was like, say no. And, and I'm like, yes. Like, literally, I remember one, like vividly is in my mind where I literally was sitting there with him thinking like, no. And then I said yes out loud. And the whole time, like, shit, like, why did I say that? But I did it. And so you get to that point where I realized that I cannot be anxious about the stuff like you just said. Yeah. And so now when I've dealt with anybody, because I've dealt with guys in 2019, if I felt like it was an anxiousness, I was very intentional about doing the work to pull back from that anxiousness, to figure out, like, why am I anxious about this? Yeah. This person, and what I found a lot of times, like, this person not even the one. Your anxiousness is coming from some bullshit that they're doing. And if they're doing that bullshit, it's causing you to be anxious in a negative way, then you need to find a way to detach from it. And a great book, listeners, if you haven't ever read it, it's called Attached. And it tells you about the 4 different ways, you know, how you operate. And so I had like the, it is. I had like the anxious attachment to a lot of people. And I was like, trying to stem it to my childhood and all this stuff. It's like, girl, that has nothing to do with, that is you dealing with somebody that's all me, and you're dealing with somebody who's unstable.
Today, not
you know, and your insecurities and all this, that, and the third. So saying all that to say that I just had to learn that I cannot rush things. I'm not on my time, and that things align when they're supposed to. And it's like, and everywhere else in my life, they do align. I'm patient. I do the work. I wait. I let it be. But it was like in relationships, I'm trying to rush. And so finally, like I said, 2019, I had this awakening, and that's why I'm like, I'm not trying to hurry up and jump out the window with anybody. It will happen when it's supposed to. And I think that, you know, Chris Brown probably won't go to therapy until he's like 35. So I probably, you know, he started talking about chakras in the universe. I think he's doing a little bit of work, but I don't really want him until he's like 35, you know, so it'll work out. I'll just be patient.
I think the other part of that,
right.
And I think the other part of that is
he got a newborn, so give him about, he got
a newborn.
He got a baby on the way.
I don't care about them kids.
Dang, I was like, I thought she was
Girl, who care about them kids? He don't.
I hate to be the one that bring up God.
Like,
you want him to care about the kids.
No, he care about his kids, but he don't care about the baby.
I was like,
he don't
like
on Friday, he don't even like her.
Bless it. But I think this is that point too.
Bringing up negative stuff. Look at being negative.
If you have a therapist, you need to make sure if you think they're the one and y'all past the infatuation stage, you need to be talking like, should butterflies feel like? Because we talked about that. Butterflies are warning signs.
Yeah.
So, that's another thing. Like that gut feeling, you know, if you nervous all the time around them, that might not be butterflies.
And then, you know, and I found I was dealing with a guy like that. And I'm not a nervous type. People don't really make me nervous. But when I was around him, like immediately, not even that he was saying anything, but his energy gave me nervous energy. And I would realize that because I'm not like a fidgety person or don't really know what to say or do. And I would be around him and I'm like, something don't feel right. So I was like, let me moonwalk back from that. You know,
so a lot of people don't know how to read discernment or like intuition.
I told you, I think on one episode this year, your girl just learned in 2019.
Because a lot of people just be like, oh, I'm tripping, or like they think it's like them in their own heads. It's like, nah, it's like
you are your own head, but you
but that's the good you. Like that ain't like that good angel on one end, devil on, that's the angel saying like, sis.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Let it go.
That is not
it. Let it go. Look, let it go.
Before you singing Keisha Cole, I just want it to be over.
Right. Like, she went, all the ranges. When you listen to having a Keisha Cole session, look, you don't want to get there. So we will be right back, ladies and gents, with the resolution. All right, so this brings us to the resolution segment. And so what we want to do a quick roundtable on is, you know, for the ladies out there primarily, and some men if you're listening to this one, if we keep finding, you know, as a woman, if women keep finding themselves choosing partners who are absolutely not the one, how do they change that behavior? Because it's a behavior that has to be changed. So what do you guys think?
I say learn to be happy by yourself. Like, I feel like a lot of times we keep running into I say we because I've definitely run into some bad guys, but my issue was running into bad guys because I was just infatuated with love. Okay. So you just wanted to be in love, wanted to be with somebody. Any guy who showed any type of initiative, being like, "Oh, you're beautiful," and they liked me, they would take me out on dates. I was like, "Okay, well, we could be together." I think I just stopped doing that shit like last week. And I learned you can't be doing that. No. And I think it took my husband to show me that was this. It took something a little differently. Takes time, right? And before him, I was by myself for a little while, not for that long, but for probably about a year and a couple of months, I was just completely single, and I was going through like this self-discovery moment. So you kind of have to get to know yourself and get to know to listen to yourself, because at that point, I was over wasting time. It was guys hit me up, but I could already, like, the way he would text me or the way he would hit me up in my DMs, like, nah, I'm not interested, or I would just lie and say, no, I have a boyfriend. Or just don't reply. Or ignore. Ignore, no reply. You have to get to know yourself and just be comfortable and content in your singleness, knowing that eventually you will find the one, or the one will find you. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Love it. What do you think?
So I got to be true to myself when I answer this. So I'm not an expert by any means.
We're all experts.
But being someone that I feel like is going through that phase of like how to make sure, not even that the next relationship is the last relationship, but that the next relationship is one that I can enjoy. Right. And at the end of it, I can truly be like, you know what, even though it didn't work out, I learned something. Mm-hmm. I'm not bitter, and we both grew from that. Right. I want to at least be in that place.
So true.
So I think if you're a person of faith, it has been about understanding I am, like, lovable. I deserve love. Right. Mm-hmm. Because I think we accept things we think we deserve or that we're going to find. Mm-hmm. So no matter who you are, if the treatment that you're getting from the people that you're choosing is not treatment that you know you deserve or treatment that you should have, then think about that. Like, think about the things you know you deserve and then desire that. Right. And say, I'm not going to stop until I get that. Manifest that. It's intentional. Yeah, you have to be aware. And then also making sure you're, if you're a person of faith, for me, it's been a lot of going to different conferences. I did Woman Evolve. I've gotten engaged more in different singles ministries that are Christian based, right. Where you talk about knowing who you are in Christ and understanding what God's love look like, so you can understand what love from a man looks like. Because I think we don't talk about that a lot. We talk about true love and all these other things, but we have a true love. The basis of true love comes from God. Right. He showed us what the ultimate sacrifice was. Right. So truthfully, no matter what anybody does, it's going to be underwhelming compared to that. Right. Yeah, but no, I'm just yeah, but it does set the bar high. Like you can't be out here settling. Like, hold on a second, I just got really happy because he opened the car door once, but
I got really happy for that 4 for 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, that's
I legit about
I legit, y'all do not even eat 4 for 4s. I'm playing with y'all. Like,
let me put that out there.
Let's let y'all know. Yeah, we got legit get excited because I got a good morning text.
What?
Nah, not the
So
mood.
when Jesus woke you up, I mean, and like I said, you can't compare him to God. Don't set him up for failure. But these are the ways that I feel like we can make sure we are choosing better for ourselves when we understand that somebody loves us enough to give us life.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be out here settling like. That's a waste of what you've given me.
Yeah, not taking it lightly.
So that's the route I'm on now. Like you said, discovering who I am and learning who I am through God. Mm-hmm. Because I have a purpose and I have a calling. Yeah. And if he can't add to that,
hello somebody.
Addition. It's simple math. Addition, okay?
So,
not subtraction and no error.
You said don't compare him to God, but you can definitely take him to God.
Yeah.
Yes. You can ask him like, and God will tell you. I think people sleep on the fact that God speaks to, like, God speaks to you. Like, people don't say that for fun. And he will, like, legit set some stuff up, like, to let you know, like, this ain't the one, or this is.
Or see it, literally. I swear it's been situations where you like, God, show me a sign.
And like, don't ask that you ain't ready.
He'll show it right there. You be like, well, maybe that wasn't God.
I think I'm tripping. My eyes are too wide open.
I said the hard prayer again this summer because I was like, oh, I'm in a space. I'm single. You know, ain't nobody in the picture. God, if it's anybody left in my life that shouldn't be there, pluck them out. And he started bringing up, like, old people started popping up. I was like, hold on. So are you trying to tell me I still in some way have a connection to them? Because I thought they was gone. They could have been dead and I wouldn't have known. But here they are alive
and that's how you wanted it to be.
Yes.
I really had that thought about someone I had been dealing with that I had got to a space. I remember Dr. Steph talked about it, that I was like, if they aren't being sent directly through you, God, I don't want them here. Mm-hmm. And I thought about the other day with somebody who I've been trying to disconnect from. I'm like, I ain't talked to him in like 2 months. And I'm like, look at God. God is at look. What are they doing? Look.
Yes. Yeah.
Leaving right where they stand. So what do you think?
Well, I agree with both the ladies.
With all the testimonies.
All of it. I definitely agree with the whole self-reflection piece and getting to know yourself. And getting to know yourself within God as well, because a lot of times, I do believe that what you put out, you will receive back. But sometimes, we don't listen to God's voice, and we'll accept what we're not putting out just because it's something that just came. You know what I'm saying? And it was convenient, or it would look pretty. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, as you're self-reflecting and getting to know yourself, you also need to work on that relationship with God so you can recognize his voice. And so you won't accept just any old thing just because it's in a pretty package.
Yes.
You actually can recognize what is the one when you see it, because God has already spoken to you about who that person will look like. So I'm definitely, like I said, definitely here on board for the self-reflection, because, and even, if I do end up, if I am fully immersed in God and I'm trying to strengthen my relationship, if I'm still attracting men who don't know how to communicate, who, are just kind of lazy or, don't want to put any work in, I'm like, okay, well, in what area in my life may I be lacking in those areas? You know what I'm saying? Like, what about me am I putting out that's consistently attracting men who have these character flaws? So like, to me, I feel like when I am in relationships or situationships, I do communicate well. I'm very verbal about, how I feel, what I want to do, how I want to live, and all these other things. Right. But I mean, am I like that with all my relationships and, my work relationships, there are all types of relationships with my sisters and my family and things like that. So, they are definitely ways you can, do some self-reflecting and try to figure yourself out in many relationships, not just, with
just not the spouse, the one. Goes full circle. Absolutely. And on that note, did you have something else to add?
I was just going to say, I don't know why I feel led to say this, but I was just talking to a relative. She just turned 30 and she's feeling that itch. And I'm like, girl, you young. I know I'm 27, so for me to say it was like really.
It's still young.
But
30
to me,
young.
that is young. Like, I know,
is.
like, my aunt got married when she was like 37. And they have the happiest relationship. She got some babies. He already had kids. She wasn't really into the birth thing. Freaked her out. So she got like the perfect package. And to me, when you wait and you are patient and you really wait on what God has for you, then you end up with a perfect package, whether you wouldn't want to waste your time on people, and I speak that because I want men and women to understand this message. If you waste your time on guys or women that you know for a fact you don't want to be with, and you're not listening to your intuition, you could be postponing the gift that God really has for you.
Yeah.
Right. And so, because you just spent 4 years with a bum.
Yeah.
Now your husband just out there lollygagging.
Wondering.
I mean, just out.
Like Book of Eli.
Like,
just wondering.
Literally praying for you. And you out here wasting his time and yours. And now you postponing your gifts. Or even your blessings. Things that that God wants you to get with your husband. Now you postponing that. So I just feel like it's a lot of power in being single and being happy with yourself. And getting to know yourself.
If
Absolutely.
none of y'all got that confirmation was for me. You was lit to say Here you go. It was confirmation for me. That's what it was.
Because I'm sitting over here playing some stuff back in my head.
It was confirmation.
Yeah, I think you can really postpone some things.
Yeah, that's so true. So on that note, give yourselves a round of applause. I want to thank you all for your opinions. They are always valued and appreciated. And we'll be right back with the Montana Minute. We are now introducing a new segment to the podcast. This is called Living Single. We want you guys to send in any of your relationship questions, if you need advice, or if you just want to give feedback on the show on a topic that we've discussed. Feel free to DM them on Instagram to Shanna Montana, or you can inbox me on Facebook, Living Single, and we'll definitely be touching on these topics on each episode going forward. And now this brings us to the Montana Minute. The first thing, I think you know they are the one if things come easy, to some extent. Or if they don't come easy, the person you're with doesn't mind doing the work to make whatever you need happen. And of course, to make whatever they need happen as well. The second thing, give it some time before you make a decision on if they are the one or not. Because some people may beg to differ from this or say that love conquers all. But I really think that time conquers all. And you have to be patient, my friends. And lastly, if you are struggling to determine if they are the one, they probably aren't the one. And that's okay too. Just keep shooting your shot, keep fighting the good fight, and your love should eventually come along. And with all of that said, I ask the question, to be single or not to be, the choice is yours. Signing off, Shanna Montana.